After the finish of your treatment, naturally you think, am I over it or am I not? As a human being, you've got to think about those things. Not that you've got to, but it just happens.
Having finished treatment, you've probably been told that you're now free of cancer. However, you may have strong fears that the cancer might come back. This can make it difficult for you to make decisions. People who have been treated for cancer can become alarmed about every ache, pain, or feeling of sickness. They may worry that it's a sign that the cancer's coming back, and they may go and see their GP more often than usual. It's important to remember that every symptom doesn't mean that the cancer's come back. Most survivors say that over time, your confidence builds up and you don't worry about recurrences much. We suggest that you have a plan of how to manage your health. This might include talking to your treatment team about long-term follow-up, finding strategies to remain well, finding out what you should do to monitor your health, knowing what side effects to look out for, and seeing your doctor regularly. Attending your regular checkups gives you the chance to ask any questions or raise any concerns you might have.
You just feel that while there's active treatment, while there's chemotherapy or radiotherapy, there's something killing those horrible cells. As soon as that stops, there's the chance that they'll grow again. And that's the frightening part, the fear that it'll come back.
I was thinking about recurrence, but not to the extent that it took over my life. I was more worried about regaining my strength and going out and doing my gardening more than anything else.
I was working hard and I had a checkup and I kept putting it off. I wasn't fussed, you know. That really stressed a few members of my family because they were really worried and they really wanted to know. So it's not just about me.
Nearly 3 years now since I had my last round of chemo. So I'm now on 2 monthly checkups. I just have to have a blood test and then every 4 months I go back to Peter MacCallum and see my specialist. Now I'm very regimented about that because my specialist has indicated obviously that if something does happen, well, the sooner that they can pick that up, obviously, the sooner that something can be done about it. So I think it's very, very important that you keep those regular visits or whatever your doctor requires you to undertake.
I had the mammogram and then saw my surgeon, and that went well, which thank goodness. That was nerve-wracking. You look forward to it because you think, well, I want to know. I mean, some days I want a full body scan. I want to know exactly, every second what's going on, but you can't do that. You can't live like that either.
They check my weight to see if I'm losing any weight, ask me how I feel, and if I say okay, she's apples, mate. You know, they're happy. Of course, being a human being, you would like far more than that. I actually conned the doctors into scanning me, have a full scan one time, and they said, no, there's nothing there. I said, well, that's good. How can you tell? He says, well, we really can't tell, says the doctor, because the cancer is so small that it's undetectable. We can only find it when it grows to a certain size. I said, oh, thanks very much. And of course, it didn't make me feel good, but I know they are doing the best that they can.
In the early days, I never wanted to plan anything after my scans. It was a checkpoint that I had to pass, and you do get nervous and you tell yourself in your mind, yes, it's only a checkup. They're not doing it for any reason except that it's a checkup.
I had my mammogram, then they come back and they want some more pictures, and I thought, oh yeah, you know. And then she said, oh look, you know, just stay in your gown, I'll just show the doctor these. And then she came in and said, oh, the doctor wants to do an ultrasound of your breast as well. I'm thinking, oh, okay. So we go around and have the ultrasound, and the radiographer goes off and he comes back, he said, oh, the doctor would like to have a word with you. Now, as soon as I heard those, the doctor would like to have a word for you, like, it just takes you back to, my whole mind just went back to square one, you know, oh my God, what now, you know? But, you know, she was fantastic. She come in and she said, now, before I tell you anything else, it's all good news.
I was going home to a farm, which was 45 kilometres from the town, and I fortunately had the district nurses who used to come twice a week because I still felt very sick. And I didn't really know that I was free of cancer at that stage until I came back to Melbourne and had various scans. But I feel like I'm free of cancer at the moment.
I know that recurrence can happen. When I get an ache that's similar to what was one of the symptoms, I stop and I think, no, it's not going to be a recurrence. And then I stop and I try to analyse what I've been doing, that what I might have been doing would promote that sort of ache that I'd had previously. And then I decide, no, that's what it was, it's not happening. But every time it comes close to a review, I do think about, has anything changed? Do I feel differently anywhere? Are they going to say, no, they've made a mistake? But it hasn't happened, and I keep trying to think very positively. It's not going to happen. And when you do the reviews, I find that each time I ask a few more questions about what to expect, what sort of things that they're looking for in case there's a recurrence, and just try to stay very healthy and very positive.
I used to organise, I still do actually, so that my scans are on the Monday and I see the doctor on the Wednesday, because I can't handle having to wait for the results for any longer than that.